Back right. You know who you are in your house.
Lonnie Mullins has worked as a corrections officer at Lansing Correctional Facility for nearly 22 years. He says it's a demanding job because you have to pay attention at all times.
The minute you clock in and come through those gates, you better be strapped up and ready to go. I mean, and then as soon as you get here, you get your equipment and you get situated, and you're always got to monitor everything.
Day room closed at 10 and we're getting ready to shut all the doors down.
Mullins is a former veteran with the U.S. Army. He says coming from a military background is a natural fit for corrections as he provides a structured environment with set routines for the residents.
You come in at 6, you put them in from running breakfast chow, and then you set up for the day room and set out the forms and everything and clean the offices and everything, and then clean the showers. And then basically you start running day room at 7, and then 8:30 they swap day rooms, and then they also have big yard. So just keeping on schedule is the key.
Another key is communicating respect with others.
I've got a good rapport with probably 95% of the inmates. It's the young ones coming in, the violators, that you don't have the rapport with, but they learn very quickly that if you want to get along, you're going to have to learn how to talk to staff, communication, and not demand. A lot of them come back demanding because they've been on the streets, and then so you got to tell them this is how things work, this is the way it goes, this is what I expect.
Learning what to expect is also the same for younger and incoming corrections officers. Melissa Boyette has been at the Kansas Juvenile Correctional Complex for nearly 5 years. She doesn't view her job the same as when she started.
It's better than I thought it was, because I was never thought I'd be in a place like this working, especially with prisoners, juveniles actually. But it turned out to be okay, and I'm doing what I can to do to help change lives.
This year, she's working at a different post and seeing residents face to face. She works security in the control center, monitoring the main gate for staff and visitors.
It's a little different. I just have to help trying to keep monitoring, making sure that they're not bringing anything that they're not supposed to be, or if they accidentally come in with something, I have to make them turn around and go back and take it to their locker or put it in their vehicle. Boyette says she loves her job and has no regrets about choosing to work in corrections. There's no regrets, none, because it's just telling me I did the challenge and I overcame it, and I've got more to come.
Another KDOC worker shining bright is Carrie Johnson Brown at the Topeka Correctional Facility. She's the liaison between TCF and a private industry partner with manufacturing plants in Abilene and Iola. Carrie teaches the ladies how to get a job at either plant and keep that job.
If they don't know how to hold that job and keep that job and what's appropriate in the workplace, then more than likely they're going to lose their job. When you lose your job and money and funding, everything else falls.
Driving 14 hours each week, Carrie gets a lot of windshield time going back and forth from home to Abilene and Iola. She also helps the ladies find housing.
So these lofts up here, this gray building, the guy that owns her house now, that's where I put Donna originally. He's got 4 studio apartments up there. And what I love about for the ladies that are single especially, they have to go in this middle door, and it's a locked door. So it's secured. So they have to have a key to get in, go up, and then a key to their apartment. Oh, cool. So that made me feel really good.
Hi, Carrie. Hey, Donna. How are you?
I'm good.
Hi.
Donna is Donna Martin, a former TCF resident who works at the Iola plant. Today, Carrie is checking out Donna's new 3-bedroom house she's living in. Life is less hectic today than when she paroled out in June of 2023 and found out she had 3 days before her actual release.
I was freaking out. I had no clue where I was going. I just knew that I wanted to go back, or wanted to stay here in Iola. I didn't want to go back to my old stomping ground, and that was the biggest thing. I kept telling her, you know what, don't put me back there. Don't put me back there. I'll be right back in these, right back in the prison system. And so I was like, you know what? And she said, I remember her telling me, Donna, I got you. I wouldn't put you in a place that I wouldn't live myself. I said, Carrie, I'm going to trust you on this. And then from that day, I've called her, I've talked to her, I still call her and I still talk to her.
I think that the greatest thing is when you can help somebody with their life, like you cannot put a price tag on that. Right. So when you get these aha moments and somebody releases and has been out a year and still has that job, and you still see them going through those motions, like that's nothing that a price tag, you can't put a price tag on that. And to help somebody believe in themselves what you see in them. Because sometimes we see more in them than they see in themselves. And then you start seeing that transformation, and now they believe in themselves, and to see them carry themselves the way you've always seen them is phenomenal.
Another one of our unsung heroes is Heidi Stanfill at the Hutchinson Correctional Facility. As a discharge planner, Heidi helps guys with debilitating mental health or medical conditions find places to live after their release. Her caseload is heavy with plenty of issues.
We're filing for Social Security benefits or Medicaid for them. I also work with guys who are veterans. So sometimes it's getting them reconnected or first time connected with the VA.
One of those residents is Justin Toms Gardner, a former veteran who is scheduled to be released in October of 2024 to his hometown of Leavenworth.
Well, I've lived next to the VA my whole life, and it's a tool that most veterans get to take advantage of, and it's something that 3 blocks away, it's useless to me, it's just part of the property next door, so now I'm gonna be able to go to the VA and I'm gonna be able to get the help that I've needed for a long time. Even if it's not money, even if it's just, some medication or some attention that on some matters that I've needed help with for years and years and years, it's gonna be there. So it's unparalleled. You can't put a price tag on the help she's given me.
Heidi spends a lot of time scouring for resources to help with her caseload, which is like looking for a needle in a haystack because it all depends on where a resident is going home.
Getting out and getting somewhere where they can have that help that isn't available in other places is really important. So I don't tell them, you should do this, but I'll go look where they want first. And if I come back and say, there's not a lot here, would you consider elsewhere? I'll do that. But I'll go look where they want first.
Heidi is persistent in getting the right resources because she says it's the right thing to do, a motto that is job one for her and her co-workers.
Our new standard of expectation when they come into the facility is they all have been through a trauma or are going through a trauma now. So to come into the reentry department, every single person here, and I know I'm not speaking out of line for anybody, every single person here is because they want to be and they love doing what they do. And they want these guys to get out of that trauma and survival mode and be able to go live a life and just have peace about it.
And helping others attain a peaceful life or a more productive life, a pro-social life, that is the essence of who we are as KDOC workers. We'll have more examples in part 2 of celebrating Corrections Week 2024.
Like a swing out here, and maybe a little herb garden out here. There you go. Yes, but I want a little fire pit out there somewhere.